back very quickly to what's been said, right? The scarcity of tests is really a problem right now. But and if you want to do pandemic management, meaning you want to know the risk of everybody, you have to theoretically test everybody all the time. And what the way we use AI today is that we are able to say who should be retested and who shouldn't, right? If you meet nobody, or if you only meet your family, and if you're symptom checked all the time, then you don't need to be retested all the time. But if you are potentially a super spreader, someone who meets a lot of people, and you're very active and these things, then we might want to test you at a much lower risk status just to make sure that you're not spreading. And this is exactly where we're going with the artificial intelligence approach. And this only ever works if all the data coming in is secured, right? We have to know that the test data coming in has to be reliable. There has to be a certificate signing it. We need to know that the symptom data is reliable. We need to know that the tracing data is reliable. And if we don't know that, then the risk is not reliable. But if we do, then the risk is reliable, and we can do all this. I mean, so far we have been testing this in Latin America at universities, and it has worked really well. Of course, there's a lot of ethical questions, right? In order to do proper scientific research, you'd have to have a control group. And you'd have to have this control group not use any social distancing because your managed group is not using any social distancing. But ethically, you can't do this because you would expose all these people to a much greater risk in an area where you have a very large, the R factor is 3, right? So you have to really, you have a lot of data problems. This is why what you're saying is islands are perfect. And we're working in the Caribbean mainly, and in the Asian parts of the world on islands right now, deploying these and bringing those into resorts, and that works really well. One of the biggest challenges that we've discussed is here also is how do we do debarkation, right? Someone who comes to the island, let's say you go to the famous Caribbean ones, right? You present your test, and it's handwritten. How are they supposed to know that's real, right? There's no way of entering a person like this into a pandemic management system on the island without having that test certified. And this is why it's so important that IATA and the authorities work together so we can actually certify these tests, because then on the islands, we can run the pandemic management and we can literally push out the disease because we can manage risk so well. On this, and I think that the islands in the Caribbean are perfect. Their main season is coming up right now, and this is a place where we go along. You'll see, but next week we have an event which is called the Future Hospitality Summit, and we'll be revealing the tests there, the pilots there, and we'll also show how we've secured this with WISeKey's technology, right? So it's I'm sure I'll see you there.